Islam, the doctrine of Islam may be evil, but that definitely doesn't mean to say that individual Muslims are. And so it's a very important distinction to draw.
Would you have any kind of reticence, I suppose, about the increase in the proportion of Muslim populations in Western countries, thinking about Europe in particular?
I think I would probably, this may be an unfashionable thing to say, I think I might give favoritism to those apostates from Muslim countries who are under real threat, because the penalty of apostasy in Sharia. I wouldn't mind showing some favoritism there.
I don't know if you saw that the Southern Poverty Law Centre, which is an anti-discrimination organisation in the States, has released a list last week of anti-Muslim extremists. And on that list was anti-SJW, Raja Nawaz, who was a former extremist who is now reformed and runs an outfit in the UK, the Quilliam Foundation, specifically attacking Muslim extremism. And he is now being branded by an American anti-hate group as an extremist himself, because he's anti-extremist in extreme ways. Are we getting a bit muddle-headed here, Richard?
Raja Nawaz is a great hero, and so, of course, is I would like to think that they're being branded on this list is a matter of misinformation. In the case of Majid Nawaz, that's possible because he doesn't live in this country. In the case of anti-SJW, it's probably because she has become associated in people's minds with right-wing think tank. And the reason for that is that when she fled from Holland, they were the only people who would look after her.
But any criticism of the doctrine of Islam is becoming interpreted by Western liberals as intolerance in itself.
Exactly, and that's a very deplorable trend.
What do we do?
We talk, we write, we persuade, we use our powers of persuasion.
Mm. Do you think that's better here than it is back in Europe?
Well, there are fewer Muslims here, and those that there are less militant. So we do have problems in Britain and in Europe of Muslim enclaves, which, in the case of Britain, there are regions of cities of Britain which are regarded as Muslim enclaves where the police will not go because they're frightened. They're not frightened of being killed. They're frightened of being branded racist. And so they will not go and intervene in so-called honor killings or clitoridectomy, which goes on in Britain, does not go on in France. In France, they've got laws in place which stops female genital mutilation. But in Britain, although there are laws against it, they're not enforced. The police turn a blind eye for fear of being tarred with the brush of racism, as though Islam was a race.
One of the things that has dismayed me about the rise of anti-Islamic bigotry in the States is that it's made it more difficult to make reasoned, rational critiques of the doctrine of Islam without being lumped into the group
and that's precisely right.
Not just haters. And I wonder if you have any thoughts or any advice for people who do care about this, to create a more robust liberalism that's a genuine liberalism that is unashamed of I mean, the ultimate minority is the minority of one is, as you say, the dissident in the Muslim country, not the misogynistic spokesperson for the Muslim community. How do we get through that?
Yes. I'm not very helpful when people ask me what we should be doing. I just speak what I think is the truth, and it doesn't always work. So I don't have a recipe for how to persuade people. I'm afraid perhaps I just am too blunt.
And all those things that being blunt.
Well, also, I like to think I'm clear, and I have noticed that clarity is threatening.
My personal view is much in line with that of Sam Harris, in that when you look at religion like Islam, much of the problems that originate from it are from its doctrine, and that it is inherently more violent than other religions, and I think that's why we see it being more of a problem in today's society. But compared to other religions, such as Christianity, when you look at reforms such as the New Testament, do you think that it's too late for Islam to witness a reform such as the New Testament compared to Christianity?
Well, I mean, this is one of the things that Majid Nawaz and Ayaan Hirsi Ali are trying to do, is to reform Islam. I don't like the word Islamophobia. I think it's an invented word which is much overused and misused. What I'm phobic about is beheading people, killing apostates, cutting off the clitorises of small girls, setting young women on fire because they want to marry somebody who's not their cousin. That's what I'm phobic about. If you want to call that Islamophobia, you can do so. So I don't think the word is a useful one. And I agree with you that although most religions, if not all religions, have evil aspects to them, some are worse than others. You can't say they're all equally bad. And I think you'd have to look hard to find one that was worse than Islam.
Right now or always?
Oh, well, in the past, Christianity was just as bad, but we're talking about now. And those people who say, oh, well, Christianity is just as bad, look at the witch hunts of Salem and look at the Crusades and things. That was a long time ago. It makes a difference.
Yes, I often say, well, if I was alive during the Crusades, I would be criticising Christianity.
Yeah.
If I may interject,
now that Trump's won the election, using rather unusual political methods, do you think the idea of political correctness in America is changing, and do you think that's a good thing?
Like many people, I'm rather fed up with political correctness. I'm rather fed up with the phrase, actually. It's both an overused phrase and it's overdone. I think it's overdone. Trump's the sheer viciousness of his rhetoric I found beyond belief. So although I've long been a bit of a foe of what is called the political correctness movement, if anything, Trump drove me back to want to be a bit more politically correct.
Do you think there's a conflation there about two different kinds of political correctness? You know, on the one hand, we can be a bit fed up with people on college campuses uninviting Ayaan Hirsi Ali from speaking.
Or me, for that matter.
Have you been uninvited? Are you an Islamophobe?
I was uninvited, and then 3 weeks later, I was, with an apology, re-invited again.
So I think it's worth noting that there's a difference between that and Trump saying that political correctness is the reason why he can't say that all Mexicans are rapists.
Of course. I mean, that's really what happened.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk today about politics and the craziness of this election, specifically on the right side of the aisle. And that's certainly crazy, but there's also a crazy phenomenon happening on the left, especially in our college campuses. You've mentioned it a little bit earlier today, the political correctness, but I'm wondering what your thoughts as to why that's occurring on college campuses, this political correctness, SJW, safe spaces phenomenon.
Yes, I was on the faculty in Berkeley in the late 1960s, which was shortly after the free speech movement. So Berkeley was the home of the free speech movement on campuses. Berkeley now is betraying the free speech movement by denying a voice to people because they are likely to give offense to people on campus. The moment somebody like Ayaan Hirsi Ali is invited to give a speech, the Islamic society in the university, this happened in Brandeis, for example, will complain, and immediately their complaint is upheld and she gets disinvited. This pathetic eagerness not to offend anybody, particularly not to offend Muslims, but not to offend anybody, and thus you get these ridiculous so-called safe spaces. Play-Doh. puppies and kittens to play with in case what on earth is a university for, other than to be challenged, other than to be invited to think for yourself?